Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I hope you find the content useful and interesting and helpful in your designing process. If you're a return viewer and have not subscribed before, first, thank you very much for watching the content. I really appreciate it. But if you could hit that like button, maybe tap that bell for notifications, that would be absolutely amazing. uh, and if you're a subscriber already and been watching my channel, again, I'm just really totally humbled. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support, the comments, the suggestions, and I'll try to work through them all. Thank you very much. So today what we're going to do is talk about bangle bracelets. But first, before I get started, today we're going to design a closed bangle bracelet with a hinge on one side and a clasp on another. But I want to talk about this style of bangle bracelet first. In case you're unaware, you're not a craftsman, or you don't have a craftsman to be able to get some advice from. Usually these bracelets are laid out flat. Like this. They have an overall dimension. The craftsman pours an ingot, that's a bar of gold, and then rolls it through a rolling mill to the size he wants it. He cuts off a little piece of it, lays them flat, solders all the design into it, and then takes it and bends it around the mandle, which hardens the metal. And that's the key point. The metal is hardened. And when it's hardened, it maintains shape and spring. Like clasp, you don't want to make certain types of clasps. You want the jeweler to either order it or have him make it and put it on, because if you don't, what happens is this metal becomes very soft. If you take it, all right, let's step back a second. If you were to cast this, say you print it, you put it in investment, cast it, and it comes back to you, or you do it yourself, the metal is relatively soft, because what happens is you melt the metal, you shoot it into the flask, it forms the image, right? The flask cools for a little bit, then they take it and quench it, it busts all the investment out, leaving the item that you cast, right? And that item is considerably or fairly soft, because when you heat up metal, the molecules inside the metal start bouncing off everywhere. So they're moving like crazy. They're just going like party time, you know, just bouncing off everywhere. And then you take it and quench it in water, and all of a sudden those molecules freeze further apart. So your structure of your metal, the molecules are further apart, which makes it very soft. So that's what happens when you cast. You shoot it in there and then you quench it. Those molecules are froze fairly far apart. It's not real, it doesn't have a lot of hardness to it. And hardness, what I mean is it can bend very easily. So in order to maintain the spring, what needs to be done is in an open-ended bracelet is it needs to be designed and then bent around something, and it's usually hammered on with a rubber mallet or a wooden rawhide mallet or something. And what that does is that gets those molecules moving closer together, which gives it spring and hardness, so it maintains shape. And that's what you have to have on this style of bracelet. Now, it's not to say you can't make this style of bracelet and cast it. You just have to be cautious of the thickness. So if you're wanting 2mm thickness going all the way around, that's probably not going to work very well, because what's going to happen is the customer is going to be opening it up, sliding it on the wrist, and it's going to get bent out of shape very easily, and you're going to have an unhappy customer. But if it's thicker, you know, it has thickness to it, then it's not going to bend as easily. So you'll be able to get away with casting this style of bracelet. I think right now this one's a 4mm in thickness and a 2mm in thickness on the bottom here. So it might be okay, but really it may not be. It just really kind of depends on how soft it is when it comes out. But you could always put this on a ring mandle or a bracelet mandle and work harden it a little bit by tapping on it, getting those molecules moving around a little bit, if there's no design that's popping up. So I guess be cautious. Make these kind of bracelets, if you're going to cast them, a little bit thicker. Give them some meat. If you're wanting to do this kind of a bracelet real thin, well then you need to do it flat, and then you need to bend it around a mandle in order to be able to give it work hard, and then work harden it by tapping it with the rawhide mallet, bending it. All that will make those molecules move closer together, giving it spring. So I had to get that out there, so be cautious. Being a craftsman and a CAD designer, it's very important to understand. So they get on the internet. You can pull up all kind of stuff. These are some simple designs. It gives you the overall width or length of it, and then when you bend it around, this is what you kind of need to have, I guess. Again, bracelets are not a perfect science, so you'll probably see different ones, but they'll be pretty close together. Really, it depends on the person wearing the bracelet and their wrist and how big they are, I guess, or small they are. So here's some dimensions for oval bracelets, and then the last one would be for just your rounded closed bracelet. And again, if it's thin, these kind of bracelets need to be work hardened to maintain spring and hardness. So be cautious with these if you do not make them really fairly thick, because usually they're just laid out straight, bent around a mandle, soldered at the bottom or someplace there, and then all polished back up so you can't tell. So keep that in mind as you're going through there, making your designs, whether you want an open-ended bracelet or one with a hinge closed bracelet. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on our design now. Sorry, but had to get that out there. So let's move on. Okay, we're going to make around a medium size, I guess, is what we're going to do today. So first I'm going to make sure my yellow is on for creation layer. Go to my ellipse or oval and click on it and go from F4 in my front viewport and type in, I think it's overall 55 millimeters, so we'll do 27.5 and hit enter. And I'll pull that out a little so we can kind of keep an eye on everything, and hold down shift and hit that, and then I believe it's 68 centimeters in total overall, so we'll type in 34 and hit enter and enter. Okay, so we have that. Now you can see our object's way bigger than our grid, so you don't have to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I prefer it. I'm going to type in options, so go to my Rhino commands, options, and then hit grid, and then right here where it says grid line count, I'm going to change that to 60 and hit enter. So now my grid covers all my item, right? I just like it. I'm used to that look. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw a freeform curve with grid snaps on, and we'll go snap to that grid, that quad there, and we'll kind of just draw a little design out and hit enter. And now we're going to rebuild this curve. Well, I guess I should explain why. If I turn on points, there's a lot of points. We don't need that many points for this type of curve. So I'm going to type in rebuild, and I just want to change it to degree 2 with 3 points. And the reason being now is I have absolute total control over the curve, so I can do any kind of manipulation, and it's really easy to do, and the curve stays nice and smooth. So that's why I double clicked escape to get rid of those points, and now what we're going to do is go to our curves and curve from 2 views, and we'll click there. We'll click on our item here, and then we'll click on that, and we have our item there. So we have our curve. Now this is a good point to job bag, because why? Because right now I can change this curve and everything updates. So if you kind of watch the 2 ports over here, when I move this curve around, it'll update. So it's not a bad place to go ahead and job bag. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Throw it in our job bag. And now we'll keep, because when we do this next step, we're going to lose that control. So we want to take this curve here, and we want to split it with this curve here, hit enter. And now since we've lost control on that, we don't really need it. So we're just going to go ahead and select these two here. Let's see, this direction, and delete this direction, and delete, and delete. Okay, so we have this out here. We're going to go to our line curve. Actually, we need to right click on our line curve so that we have both directions. Go to that quad, and I'm going to type in, let's see, about 3 millimeter, and hit enter, and that way it's locked into the 3. And then hold down shift and then hit enter. And now I'm going to, I want a little arc direction out here. So what I'm going to do is go to my arc direction, which is here, and then I'm going to just draw a little arc, something like that. And I'm going to actually even spin it a little bit because I want it something like this here. And now what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go ahead and turn on points. And with my planer off, I'm going to select everything. I'm going to turn off my gumball here for a second. I'm going to grab that point and just snap it to that point there. And then hit enter. Or click off that and then double escape and to get rid of those points. Now I'm also going to go ahead and let's see. Well, let's try a sweep here, see what that looks like. I think it'll be a little, surface will be a little jacked up, but let's try. Here, here, and here, and we'll hit enter. And we don't need any of that there, so we'll just get rid of that. And let's see. Okay. Let's go to our perspective here. Take a look. Let's give that some shading. Right now my direction is upside down, so I'll go ahead and hit enter, and then I'll take that and then dir it, direction, flip, and hit enter. Alright, now a lot of times what you can do is you can offset this surface. So if I take this surface and go to my offset variable, I can flip down here, but tonight it doesn't seem to be working too well. Flip that, alright, and then I can select this point and say, hey, I want to go up 5 millimeter, and then hey, this one over here, I want to go 3, and this one here, let's take that out to 3, and then this one here, a 3, enter, and then hit enter. But for some reason it's doing this tonight, and I'm just going to back out of that. So my surface is not real good because I want to manipulate a lot on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this surface to create a new surface. The first thing I'm going to do is go and grab my from objects, dupe. So I'm going to dupe this edge and dupe that edge and hit enter. And then I'm just going to get rid of this surface. Alright, okay. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just loft these two surfaces. Loft this one from here to here and hit enter. Now I have a much better surface, right? And I have my uniform and split tangents on. So I have this surface, right? So let's go ahead and take this surface and change it to gray. Alright, and I have my lines out there. What I'm going to do now is go to my line curve, go to line, and I'm going to select this point here, go to my front view here. I'm going to type in 5 millimeters so it locks it in, hold down shift and lock it straight in. And I'm going to right click to bring back line, go in here, type in 3 millimeters and hold down shift and lock that one in. Now on this one here, I'll right click, bring it back, hold down shift, go to my top view, and this one I want out 4 millimeters and hit enter. 3 millimeters is probably good, so let's go ahead and type in 3, and there we go, lock it in, and we'll do it one more time here. 3 millimeters, lock it in, and hold down shift and hit enter. So we have all that, right? Okay, so far so good. Now what we'll do is we'll just go to transform. We'll go to orient. Orient, where you at, baby? Orient right here from two points, and we'll select this curve here and hit enter. We'll go to the point here, and we'll go to the point there, and then we'll go to the outside of our curve here, and then the top side of the one there, and hit right click twice. Pull out of that command. So now I have that edge. All right. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. I'll right click, bring back the command, click on that curve, hit select objects to orient, and there, oh, I thought it was frozen. All right, which hit enter, click on that point there and the one up here, and then go back down and put it on our line out there and line up there, and then right click twice, get out of that. Okay, so we have this. Now we'll just do some more lofting. So we'll go back to our surface, pick loft, and we'll loft from here to here, and hit enter, and we'll take that, and we'll loft from here to here, and hit enter, and we'll take that. And now we'll just go ahead and close it off from this one here to this one here, and close everything up. Alright, and so we have this. Now here I wanted that curve, right? So first what I'm going to do is take those surfaces, and then I'm going to first change them to green, and then I'm going to go ahead and join them. Alright, so there those are. Now I have that yellow curve up here, right? Here's if I try to extrude that curve, you know, if I go to extrude curve, planar, straight, it goes up, right? Oh, it picks my surface pretty good, so we can just do that. And then I'll take that, turns all my gumball there, and we'll drag it down a little bit, and we'll see if this will go ahead and split that surface for us to give us that curve. So we'll take our surface here, and we will split with this here and hit enter, and we'll delete that, delete that, delete that, right? So we got this, and I'll delete that curve right there. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll go to loft, and we'll just close those two up and hit enter. And it didn't loft. Some but not all rails endpoints touch. Not all the curve endpoints touch. Eh? Do I have a gap someplace? Well, let's do this. Let's go back to our recent commands here and just do a dupe border. See if this will, see if there's some bigger issue, or if it's just something that's going on that we don't know about. And we'll hit enter. Okay, so now we'll do a sweep 2 from here, 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 and here, and hit enter. And we don't want any of this over here. Turn it all off, hit oh, take that surface, I didn't click on one, and then hit enter. Okay, and we'll take that and this and join them together. Okay, and right away I know I'm going to have a open surface, but I want to check it. So we'll go to Analyze, Edge Tools, Show Edges, and if that's the only one, we're all good to go, because that is expected. And it looks like it is. 4 naked edges, 1, 2, 3, 4. No manifold and everything else. Okay, so we're good. Alright, because we'll close that up later. Alright, so from here what we're going to do is we're going to take all that yellow at this point, except for this one down here, this little square here. We'll turn that one to red and hide it. And we'll take all our yellow and minus our ring rail there. And we'll turn it to gray and turn it off for a few. Alright, so we have this. Alright, we'll probably have to bring back that curve. Alright, so we've got this here. Now, the first thing I probably should do is go ahead and, there's a lot of sharp edges there, right? So we need to go ahead and we'll just see about filleting them, see if that will be okay. So we'll go to, where is it? Fillet edges, and we will just select everything. And we'll turn on preview, yes. And right now I think it's set to 1. We'll just go do a preview of that, see what it does. And it looks like everything's coming out okay. So we'll just go ahead and accept that and see what happens. Let's check it. It says vary, open poly surface. Let's go to our analyze, make sure it's just that one side there. And we'll turn on here, and we got some, those are lines, okay. Yeah. Alright, so we're good to go so far. So it looks like we're okay. If I was to take this, type in cap, hit enter, and then check it, we have a closed poly surface, right? So, but I don't want to close it yet. I want to keep it open. So I'm going to take this and turn it to a different layer here real quick. And then I'm going to take all that and turn it to yellow. So those are all our lines. And then I'll take those yellow minus our ring rail. And we'll turn those to gray and hide them. And then I'll take this surface, turn it back to green. Just keep everything organized. And we're good to go so far. Alright, so we have this. We got a little smooth edge coming around here. Looks okay. It's not going to be cutting out anybody's eye or anything. And now we want to add some design in there. But first, let's go ahead and see if we can get this other side going. So let's see. We're over here. So we'll go back to our curves. And we'll grab another freeform. And we'll snap it to that quad there. And we want this one doing something coming around this way and we'll turn off snaps here real quick. And we'll turn it to wireframe everybody. Something like this. And again, we don't need that to be, so many points on there, right? It's just harder to manipulate where we want it. So let's change it to make it easy. So we'll rebuild 3 points, curve 2, that's good. And we'll kind of just drag it around to where we think it will look pretty good. We'll do something like this, where it'll swirl into the side there. Alright, and we'll back out of that, escape twice for get rid of the points, and then we'll go back to our curves, and we will do a curve from 2 views again, and we'll select this one, and it'll give us our rail. And again, you have control, so if you want to manipulate it more, you can do that. We'll click on this, we'll do a split with this and hit enter, and then we'll take this one, we'll take both these actually, and we'll just delete them. Alright, and from this one I think we'll just do a profile type thing. So we'll go to our let's see, tools, and we'll just grab a profile, because you could have done that with this here. And we'll snap some kind of a profile on there. Something pretty basic, because we need to make the catch on this side, so we don't want it too crazy. Let's see, what do we want here? Well, let's just use our basic one here, because it'll be easy for make the catch. So we'll hit select. I don't want to take a lot of your time. So here, let's see, let's take this one and let's drag it down here to the bottom. Alright, so we want this one at the bottom, and we'll spin her around here, holding down shift, so that it's, well, it's not really, I think that's probably closer to level. Yeah. Getting too picky. Alright, and then that's a 4, which I think is 3 or 4 is the other side, so that's fine. And then we'll drag this out to like a 3. Yeah, somewhere around there. And then we want to place one up here at the top, of course. And this time let's make a little design so it has a little something going in there. Let's do something. Let's do something like this here, and just hit select. And let's take a look here. So we need to drag that around so it's facing up. And maybe we want to drag it out a little bit. We want it going in, not showing up, right? So we'll take something like that and we'll bring it back a little bit. What is it? 5 and 3. So I think our side there is 3. So let's drag that down just a bit, 2.9. And let's do a sweep, see what that looks like. Sweep 1, here, here, and hit enter. Okay, so let's give it some shading. Yeah, see, that's a little different. And then we still have our closed off to make our catch easier to make. And let's go in here and take a look. Okay, so we probably want to first we'll go ahead and accept that, and then this one we'll click on that profile again one more time and just kind of drag it up a little bit and maybe spin it just a little, something like that, to kind of make it kind of flow in there a little bit better. And actually let's just drag it down a little, something like that should be fine. And then we'll hit enter. So we've got this going on so far. Yeah, that's pretty cool by itself. You can do all kind of stuff with that. Alright, so here, and then there's one other thing. I did put a cap on that, so I'm going to go back and get rid of that cap on that side. End cap, start dome. Yeah, we don't want that. We'll take the one on the other side though. Yeah, hit enter. Alright, so we have this, and actually we should probably join those together, so I should have probably left that. So let's just go back and undo that. So the cap's back on there. We have a closed poly varies. Okay, closed poly surface and open, yeah, open poly. Let's go ahead and cap that too. So let's just, for right now, we can explode it. Alright, so we got the two closed surface, closed poly surface, closed poly surface. The reason why we want to join is because we're going to do a cutout here, and we don't, if we don't join them now, that will be left in there, right? So we're going to go ahead and do that boolean now, get it out of the way, and we'll boolean union this surface here, enter with this surface here, and hit enter. Okay, so now we have one surface. Yeah, there we go. So we're good to go. Alright, so here's a good time to job bag. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead, turn on red, turn on gray, and I'm just going to job bag it. And then I'm going to turn off red and turn off gray again. Alright, so here we are. Now, let's see, what we want to do is maybe do some design work in here, right? So, yeah. Alright, so what kind of design work do you want? Jolly, do a big cutout in there and do some jolly. We're going to flow some gemstones, alright? So let's get going on that. Okay, we decided we're going to put diamonds on. Sorry, we just had an earthquake. It was shaking and rattling and rolling a little bit. Okay, we have this. Yeah, my monitor was going crazy, bouncing all over the place. Alright, so we have this. Now what we want to do is do a cutout, right? So we'll select our surface here. Well, actually, let's go ahead and go to our solids. We still have a little bit going on. And we'll do a extract surface. And we want to select this surface here and hit enter. Alright, and then we're going to go back to our curves, get extract iso curve from the surface that extract an iso curve from the surface that we just selected there. And that's about right where we want them to stop at, somewhere around there. And we'll just go ahead and hit enter. We'll take this surface, we will split it with that curve, hit enter. And we'll take that surface we just split, we'll change it to another color. We'll take all of green and we'll just go ahead and join it back together again so we know that's all one piece. Alright, so we have this. This is where we're going to flow our stones. So but first, before we do that, we need to offset this surface. So let's go to our offset surface and click there, pointing in the wrong directions. It's still going on a little bit. And we'll flip all, and we have it at 3. Oh my, no. We'll do a point. We'll do a point 6 and hit enter. Alright, give it some time here. What's going on? Select object to flip direction. I already did flip. Okay, there we go. Alright. So it's down in there. Now, of course, we want to take that and we want to explode it. So we'll explode it, and then we'll take that surface and we'll turn that to gray. And then we'll just go ahead and take this surface and these surfaces and join them back together again. Give it a second here, and we still have a closed poly surface. So far so good. And actually, I'm going to take that rail there and go ahead and turn it to gray too. So it's out of our way, and then I'll just grab that curve as well, do some cleanup work before we get going. And we have that. Alright, so let's go ahead and do another extract ISO curve. We want it in our 50 there. Okay, it's out there. That's not where we want it, so let's undo that. Alright, I'll right click, bring it back, and snapped it out there, and we want it on the inside here, but we want it flipped 180, so it goes right in there. And we need to line that up in here, and we'll take it to our mid there, and we'll just hit enter. So we have the 1. We want 3 rows of stones going up in there, so we're going to right click again, and we'll flip that one 180. And we'll kind of do a little guesstimation. It doesn't matter at this point because we'll be able to manipulate these a little bit better later. And then hit enter, and then I'll right click again and place another one, and we'll just kind of put it on the inside there. We'll drag it to 180 and kind of get that one kind of lined up too, so they're somewhat in where we want them. Let's see. Okay, so this one should probably go over a little. And we'll come back to this one here, do a little editing. See, we can always go back and edit them, which we will do later. Alright, so we have the 3 curves out there, so we want gems on them. So we're going to go to gems on curve, and then we're going to select all 3 curves and hit enter. And there's our gems, alright? And we're just going to in position drag them up. Of course, it's not anywhere where we want them, but it's okay. And we'll drag these up out of the way there, and we'll go ahead and tell it what our target surface is right there. So hopefully, yeah, there they go. Alright, so we have something like this, and as you can tell, they're not lining up if I try and keep them with my boy, Matrix is slowing down for me. Maybe it's that earthquake. Oh yeah, that's really... Oh, now it's locked up. Not a good night maybe to do a video. Alright, we'll just go ahead and hit them, enter at this point, and we'll just select them and then ungroup them. Because now we can, let's go back, regroup. Let's go back, sorry. Let's put them back out there. Alright, so right here they're all grouped together, and we want to edit them a little. Right now they're all joined together. Usually what you can do is you can select them and then ungroup them, but they stay individually grouped. But for some reason tonight they're not doing that for me. So at this point what I have to do, That's crazy. It's been select all those stones. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'll take your curve. It's fine. Usually you can put all three of them in there, and when you ungroup them, the stones will all individually rowed will stay grouped together. So instead of me wasting your time doing all that, I'm going to back out of this real quick. Maybe. There. Okay. And then I'll just put them out there individually. So we'll put this line here first. We'll go ahead and snap that to this surface here, and we'll drag them on up to where we want them. Okay, and then I'll just do a little manipulation here for get those up out of the way. Hit enter, and we'll just click on that curve. I'll right click, bringing back the stones, give it a target surface, wait for it, and we'll drag those on up. Let's drag this up, kind of match that one a little bit. Doesn't matter right now. We're going to go back in and do a lot of manipulation here. Something like that, and hit enter, and then I'll grab this curve here and one more time. Snap it to our surface here and drag those on up and around. And put them in here somewhere. Alright, and we need to get them out of the side of our ring there. So let's drag them up to about here. And now we can do all kind of manipulation. So we'll just, let's see. We'll just stick with this row for right now. Actually, we should probably do the center row first. So let's go ahead and click here, do a little editing. And we'll drag this one back a little bit. And let's see. Alright, so we have this. The center is centered, so we know that. We can always manipulate these according to whatever. So we want to maybe go ahead and work on it. First we want to do is go to taper end. So we want to taper the end, make those a little bit bigger. Not that big. Whoa. So we have a 1.2.7. No, take them down to about a 2.25. We'll just keep them there for now. Hit enter. Now right away I'm going to go to settings and just go ahead and slap my prongs on there, so I can get an idea of where those other stones need to be in relationship to those out there already. First thing we need to do, of course, is find our offset height and drag that up. So we want that a little higher, of course. And then we want to drag this. So now what we can do is we can manipulate the gemstones, and we can see where all the prongs are going to be as well. So that's big help. See, now we can move everything along together. All right. And maybe this one can come back a little bit. Let's try right around there. And it gives us a nice little space there too, maybe a little bit more. Alright, and we'll hit enter. And we'll just kind of keep playing around here with these to get them all set up where we want them. And actually, before I go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and slap some prongs on those as well, so we can kind of get everything, keep an eye on the prongs and where the stones are at. So where's our height? Right there, bring them up. And let's check our top here. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit enter. Now let's go back to our gems, and we'll click taper end. And then we have handles here where we can kind of manipulate these. Oh, whoa, whoa. We'll go something like that. Nice large roll on the outside. See, I mean, at the update with the prongs on there, you can really get a good look at, as far as where your stones are at. And also the nice thing is we are able to grab that rail there, or the, you know, that they're on, and we can actually move it over and they'll update as well. So a little bit more control, which is pretty cool. And now let's just go ahead and put the prongs on this puppy here. And the first thing we want to do is manipulate those height. Alright. And we want to go to oh, that's, yeah, okay. We want to oh, what is it? Prong nudge. We want to taper the prongs. Have control on both sides. So where's that at? Oh, okay, probably because they're all one size right now. That's probably why. So let's go ahead here and go in there, and then we'll select this. We'll go to taper gems. That's what we needed to do. Losing it tonight. Earthquake shook me up. Literally. And we'll drag those bigger. Something like that. And we'll drag them down a little. Something like that. And you can play around with this. I'm not going to do a whole lot with it right now. And then you can make these bigger here. So we got something like that going on the inside there. And we'll just go ahead and hit enter. And then we'll go back to our prongs, and we need to do a little bit more manipulation, right? They're a lot bigger stones. So we want to maybe bump up those prong diameters to accommodate our stones. Something like that. So we can get a good idea, and I'll hit enter there. And then this one, of course, needs to do a little bit more manipulation. So we want to drag that up a little, not that far. Just maybe somewhere around here. Let's take a look. A little bit too far. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and you can just keep on manipulating. And we'll grab these here. And we'll do a little edit with these, because these can go a little bit bigger, I think. And a little bit too close. We'll drag that back a little. There we go. And come down here. Make these a little bit bigger. Something like that. And of course we're going to need to do a little manipulation on the prongs. It's just going back and forth and kind of getting it to where you want it. Hit edit on those prongs. Oop. A little bit bigger. And we'll hit enter. Now we'll go, I mean, you know, just line everything up wherever you want it. Of course, those prongs there will have to, yeah, we're good. And then hit enter, and then last ones, do a little edit. We'll make these prongs, or this size a little bit bigger. No, and we'll drag these down to kind of match our other stones there. And we need to hit enter and then grab these prongs. Do a little larger prong. And you can manipulate that all day long. But we'll just go ahead and hit enter and call it a day. Now you have to go back and redo those end prongs and everything, but I don't want to waste your time. So there's a lot you can do in there, and then if you really wanted to, you could even add some extra stuff in those opens, and you can actually move the stones around closer to the rail there. So you can get them lined up. Just patience will take care. So right now we got something like this going on, which is pretty cool. And we'll just keep moving forward. You just have to be patient. Maybe move your line over a little bit, get those closer to the edge. Move your line over here, get closer to the edge. Make these a little bit bigger. So it's all just adjustments, minute adjustments to make it exactly the way you want it. All right. So we'll just keep moving on, and we'll just close it off here. All right. Okay, here we are back. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this started. We're going to put a hinge over on this side, and we're going to put the clasp over here. So we're going to go ahead and grab that red and just turn that to gray and get rid of it. And now we need to focus on this side over here, right? So what we're going to do we don't need that. I don't need options. We're going to go ahead and take this surface, and I am going to split it with that yellow curve that's on there and hit enter. And then I'm going to get rid of that surface. All right. And now I need to check that curve's measurements to make sure I know what they are. So I'll go to edit, and it is a 4 by 3 thickness, 4 width. All right. So I'll just back out of that, and I'm going to take this curve and just hide it for a second. I'll turn it to green here and turn it off. All right, I'm going to use this curve here, so I'll take that curve and we'll go to tools, and we will place another profile on there. Okay, and place it at the top, of course, so we're going to drag it around to the bottom there. We'll go to our top, and we want to swing it around so that it's the right direction, and we want to change that to the exact same profile we have out there, which is that one, and we'll hit enter. Okay, now I'll turn it here, and what I need to do is I need thickness, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is offset that curve by 0.5, so it's off my rail. So now I'll have a thickness there of a 0.5, and right now I have a 2, so I have a 0.5 millimeter thickness here at the top. Which is, I want a little less for right now for this one. So I'll take it down to maybe a 0.7, and then we're supposedly even here. So we'll take this down where we'll have a 0.5 millimeter on each side. So 0.5 would be a 2.5 millimeters. So we'll take it down to 3. Which would be a 0.5 millimeter here and 0.5 millimeter here, a little over a 0.5 millimeter here, or a millimeter here, and a 0.5 millimeter here, supposedly, if all goes good. All right, so right now it's even right there, right? So I want to go ahead and drag that out just a little bit. All right, and now I'm going to go in. It doesn't matter. I can go in up to here, and then I want it more than a 0.5 millimeter though. Just you'll see in a second. So I'll go ahead, hold down shift, drag this one around. It's the same size, so I'm just going to click here and type in 0.5 and hit enter. So right there, it's going to go in the same thickness, and it's going to keep with our rail going in there, right? All right, and now what I'm going to do is about a 0.5 millimeter in. About a 0.5 millimeter, I'm going to go ahead and click another profile, and I'm going to hold down shift and drag that one around, and right now it's I need to keep it the same thickness there, so I'm going to take it off of 0.5 and hit enter. So it's the same, but this one I need taller. Okay, so let's see, well, it's 0.5 millimeters, so we'll take it to 2.1, so it gives me a 0.4. we'll leave it at 2, so it'll give me a little bit there. We'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. Once we get it out there, we can always adjust it. And then from here, what I'm going to do is go to my front view here, and this is where the tongue's going to go in. So it needs to go have a little good distance there, right? So that profile's right here. So there's about a 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take it into maybe around a 5, close to 5, and then we'll drag that one, hold down shift and swing it around, and we'll take it there, offset it to a 0.5 and hit enter. Okay, so it looks like it's way off to the side, but our rail curves, right? So that's what it's going to do. It's going to curve with our rail, which is what we want. Okay. So what we got here looks to be okay, perhaps. So we'll go ahead and accept that. I'm going to go ahead and take green, and we'll just hide it for a second. All right, so I have these curves. This is my original one, right? So we'll go to surface, we'll go to loft for the first one. We'll go here to here, the 2 smaller ones, right? And we'll hit enter and enter and hit OK. And we'll take that surface and we'll change it to this color here. Now what we'll do is we'll do a sweep 1, this being our rail, this being our curve, and this being our curve, and hit enter. And we don't want, you can leave that, it doesn't matter. I'm going to turn it off though. Hit that. And I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to take that and turn that to there, and let's take a look at what we got here. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then from here, what I'm going to do is select this one. I'll turn to wire so I can just kind of keep an eye on it. Let's hit cap, C-A-P, enter, cap that one off, and we're going to do the same thing to this, cap this baby off, and hit enter. So we should have 2 solid pieces. So close poly, close poly. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go to our solids, and we are going to Boolean union this surface here, enter, with this surface here, and enter, and enter. And we'll just take all this and turn it to gray and turn it off. Alright, and we'll take this and turn it back to this layer here. Alright, and we'll bring back our green here. And we'll actually turn on wireframe so you can kind of see what we got going on here. Alright, so something like this. So what's going to happen is this tongue's going to go in, and it'll be cut out a little bit, and it'll pop up there, right? But there's a little bit more manipulation we need to do, because we want this pretty close to being solid. You know, maybe there's going to be a little gap there, but we don't want it that big, right? So we want to go to this surface here. Alright, and what we want to do is we want to maybe extract some ISO curves. So let's go to our curves menu, go to extract ISO curve. Let's go to our right view. It'd probably be easier to get a more accurate pick on it. And let's see, we want it fairly wide but not overly wide. It's about a 2 millimeter right there. So we'll go over to about here and hit enter, and then we'll go to this side here and hit enter and enter, and then we will see if we can draw one to the edge. We need it to go in kind of far, maybe 1.5 millimeters, maybe 2 millimeters, somewhere around here. So I'll right click, bring back extract ISO curve, click here. This time I will take it to 180. Okay, so it didn't really do a good job there. It didn't go all the way across because my surface. So I'm just going to back out of that one. And then I'm going to go to my poly curve on surface. Alright, and select my surface, and I'll change to my yellow layer, and about 2 millimeters I'm going to go in and click right there. Alright, and now I'm going to hide my green, and I'm also going to hide my, because I just want this curve here. Alright, So let's see what we got going on here. Maybe we should do some cleanup stuff. So let's take all this and this and we'll turn it to gray. And right here I got this. So let's take these two curves and we want to split with this curve here and hit enter. And then we'll take these two curves, turn them to gray. And now let's see. That's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll just get a polyline and make sure our snaps are on. Snap to there, snap to there, and we will take those and join them together. Four curves joined into two open curves. Okay, so what's going on here? Oh, okay. Wonder why it didn't snap there. Alright, let's grab that curve again and make sure we get down there on the bottom. It's being finicky. Alright, looks okay now. Let's take those two curves and we'll join them together. One closed curve. Alright, and now let's bring back this and let's go ahead and hide that but keep this. Alright, so let's take this and we want to dupe this, so I'm going to hold down Alt and drag that in there. Alright, and actually I'm going to take this one and just drag it out a little bit more so it's popping out, right? And hit enter, and then I'll take this and hide it. Where did my curve go? Okay, there it is. Alright, so we have this here. And let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and take those two, and I'm just going to make them just slightly bigger. Just ever so slightly bigger. And then we'll do a surface on this. We'll do a loft from this one here to this one here, and hit enter, enter. And we'll accept that, and we'll take all that, and we will CAP it. Can't cap it for some reason, so let's take it and change it to this layer here. Oh, can't cap it because it's probably not planar because we have a curve on it. Okay, so we okay, that curve, this curve, and we are going to explode those curves. Okay, so now we should have four curves out there. I'm going to change that to this layer here for a second. See the lines better. There we go. And they should be all individual now. So we should be able to just do a surface 2, 1, 2, 1. I could do a loft, I guess. Enter. And we want to go ahead and get rid of those. And hit enter. And we'll just do it one more time over here. We'll do it here, 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 and here, and enter, and get rid of those because we don't need those. Alright, and then hit enter. Okay, and then we'll take all this and join it together. And let's check it out here. Closed poly surface. Okay, so let's bring back everything. Let's take this again and hide it. So we got something like this going on, right? And if you look at our see, this is going to protrude out, right? And this is going in like that, right? And that's what we want. So let's take this and let's go ahead and cap it. Enter. So now it's capped. And it should be solid. Yes, thank God. Alright, let me just make sure one thing. I got it, yeah, I got it deep enough in there. Let's take this and hide it real quick. And give it some shade. Yeah, okay, we're good. Alright, so we have this. So now we have to do some Boolean union. So let's go to our solids. Let's go to Boolean union. We'll Boolean union this here with this surface here and hit enter. Oh wait, I didn't do it correctly. We'll do back out, right click this surface, enter this surface, enter, and enter. And we should have one that's not good. Alright, and I'm going to take the yellow and turn it to gray. Alright, so let's bring out this puppy here. Alright, now we can do the surface here. Alright, So what we want to do is we want to take this one, do a Boolean difference, select second surface with this one here and hit enter. And now we have that cutout, right? And it's got a little lip there, so the catch is going to go in, it's going to pop up and be locked in there, right? And this is where the clasp will come in, where they push down to release it to pull it back out, right? So we'll go ahead and hit enter. So that looks good. So we'll take this surface, turn it to gray. All right, so we have this. All right. So that's how we do the clasp there. All right. And now jeweler can manipulate that more if they need to, you know. It's better to have a little extra for that lip than not enough. So be aware of that, because your jeweler can always file that down a little bit, you know, or whatever, but it's harder to add to where it looks decent. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to go back up here to our stones for a second. We should still have okay, closed poly surface. So let's go to our stones and let's go ahead and take care of all this, because we'll need that for the next step. So select first surface, enter, and then we'll just select all purple and hit enter. And there we go. And make sure we don't have any purple out there, so that's all good. And now we need to take our stones, so we'll go with all blue, and we will go to cutters, and cutters on there, and right away we'll turn it to our wireframe. And I don't like my prongs being cut with the cutters, so we're going to make sure that goes in where it's not cutting my prongs. And then we're going to go to the bottom here, and we'll kind of get to where we can get a good look here, right here, and we'll pop that up a little bit so we got some nice airflow going through there, and we'll drag them down a little bit. Now you can do a cutout on the bottom there, where you know, lighten it up a little bit. I'm not going to do that, but you can easily do that. And then I'll hit enter here, and I'll check all my cutters so they're not doing anything crazy. And then we'll do that last Boolean here, so we have all this locked in, and we'll do a Boolean difference. Select our first surface, enter, select our second, enter, and give it a second. There's a lot of cutters up there, so, and we'll hit enter, and we'll check our surface again. It says varies, closed, okay. And we have all our openings up there, right? And at this point we can hide our stones, and it didn't cut my prongs, which I like. Okay, so we'll keep our stones, well, we'll put them out there. We'll actually group them later, maybe. Okay, so we have this, right? And I changed my, there it is, rail. And let's bring back that gray, all that gray here, because I need one thing. I need that profile right there, so I'm going to take it and turn it back to yellow, and then I'm going to go ahead and hide all gray again. And I think I'll just go ahead and grab all that yellow and turn it to gray. Oh, let's undo that. Can you undo a color? Yeah, I can. Okay. Oh no. No, don't don't freeze up on me. I should save it right now. Let's do that. I have my, yeah, okay. Let's take it and let's job bag it. Feel better now. All right, so there's our original curve, right? Again, we don't want that curve because we don't want it going exactly from that. So we need a little gap there. So we're going to go back to that rail there. And we're going to go to our tools, and we'll go to our profile, and we will drag that profile around to that point for right now, right there. And we will go to all our views. We will take our blue and drag it holding down shift so it locks up. We will go back. We will grab our original same curve there, so they line up nice and good. This one we're going to keep on the rail, and we're going to take it to those dimensions, which was a 4 and a 3, I think. All right, and now here what we're going to do is they won't line up, and you need room there to be able to exactly. So we're going to drag it down just a smidgen right there and hit enter. Okay. And now we have this over here. So, and it's locked in. So what we're going to do is, well, let's see. Let's take that. We'll explode it. And we'll extract that surface there. And then we'll just go ahead and take all green and join that back together again. Okay. And from here, we need to go to our curves. And go down here to object, and we're going to dupe these. Now we're going to dupe these. I'm not going to just select them because sometimes it grabs the little crazy things, and I don't want it to do that this time. So we're just going to go around and select all our curves so I don't have to redo it. Okay, we're going to hit enter, and we're going to hit join, and we're going to watch this line very closely. 8 curves joined into 1. All right, so that's what we want. Okay, so at this point, it's just a surface 1. Surface 1 from this rail here, that puppy there, which I should have probably took the seam points, but we'll probably have to manipulate that here in a second. And do we? It doesn't look like. Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. All right. So we don't want any of those caps on there. We want it all flattened off. So it's all open. Yeah, okay. And then we'll go ahead and hit enter. And now we'll have to go back and check those seam points. So edit tools, adjust close seam, enter. Oh, that one's on. Okay, and it's facing away from me. So enter. And we'll go over here to this one here. Select that one. Right click, and there's our issue. And this one's facing toward me. So we need to click over there, that side, and here, and now we have the shank, or the bottom of the item, right? Okay, the only thing we need to do here is first go ahead and take this and join those together. Okay, and then we need to CAP it. CAP, enter. Okay. So now we should have a closed poly surface, which we do. So we're good to go. So let's go ahead and save that puppy. All right, and we'll get going on that hinge there, okay? Okay, let's get working on that hinge. We'll stay in the right view here. But first I'm going to go ahead and just hide those gemstones because they'll just kind of delay everything. And then actually I can go ahead and take everything and hide it or turn it off because we don't really need any of it. Turn it to gray. Oh, take all the yellow, turn it to gray, turn it off. Okay. Hopefully that'll help a little bit to update everything. Let's see, what do we got going so far? Let's go to... Yeah. And there's our clasp. We'll work on that. I'll explain that later. And we want to put a hinge on this side here. Okay. So we have this. I guess we could keep it in. Let's go back just to be safe and everything. Alright, so we want to put a hinge on here. So we're going to go into the hinge command. I'm just going to type in HINGE and hit enter. And there's our hinge. I'm going to select our item and then hit hinge. Oh no, oh I should have left that rail out there. Let's go ahead and put that back out there so I can kind of find out where I need it, right around here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it out this way. Not that far, somewhere maybe around here. And then I'm going to go ahead and drag it up somewhere around here and then make it a little bigger, so hopefully I can kind of wait for it to update, hopefully. Alright, so it's not really giving me an update. Let's go ahead and see if I can spin this puppy a little. There we go. There it is. Sometimes spinning it helps, I guess. Let's go ahead and get this to where it's not all crazy. Wrong direction. Back up to closer to the top here. Not that far. I do want to see it coming out. So let's go in here. Probably want to make that a little bit bigger. See if that'll work. Oh, it's probably too big. 4.4. That's probably not too bad, really. Gives a nice thickness there. Got some nice thickness going on. Should be okay, actually. And you can actually change the, if you want more. We have 2 now, so there's 2, so that would be good too. And we probably want to drag this over a little and down, so let's see if we can do that without it jacking up too much. Kind of bring it down closer to our mid here. Right there. See if it'll update for us. Come on, baby, you can do it. No. Alright, well, let's take it back. Not that far. There we go. Okay. And we'll probably want to make it, move this over just a little. There we go. And then maybe probably make that hole just a little bit bigger. 0.4, yeah, 0.6 would probably be better. Oh, 0.8. So it's a 3 millimeter, so 0.8, is that radius? Oh, radius, so it's a 1.6, which really is not that bad. Still gives us a little bit of room. You can make it a little smaller. There at 0.6, there we go, 1.2. And that should be good to go. Check it. Yeah. Looks good. Alright, so we have that, and we can maybe close that up. Let's see. -0. There we go. And we're back to where we started, right? So let's go ahead, and I'll just take that. And we have our hinge on there. Now I think we have 2 out there, if I'm not mistaken. No? Oh yeah, it's popped up, I thought. Yeah, it's popping up, but I can't. There we go. A group hinge, poly surface. So we'll take that poly surface and we'll just hide that. And then there's our hinge surface, right? Okay. So there you go. The only thing you need to do at this point now is, we can put our stones back out there because it's back to normal. And just make the hinge. And again, you don't want to cast the hinge on there. This is something you want the jeweler to make. But this type of hinge here would be a little bit different, I think. I have a hinge here. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, it's going to ask me to... Okay, there we go. Property, yeah. Alright, so we have this. I think you can explode this. Let's go ahead and ungroup them. Ungroup here. Oh, that's connected. Okay. Well, you'll have to redraw those. I did a hinge video later. You don't want this type of hinge on there where it's like this. You want, instead of it being circular, you want it to come back and then like a bar going up and over. Do you want me to draw that? If you want me to draw that and show you in another video, I guess I could do it. I just don't want to take up your time. But really, okay, we'll give it a go. Alright, let's go to our right viewport. Let's get rid of those hinge, that command there. And, okay, before I do that, I'll just go ahead and save this. So we'll take everything and I'll deselect that hinge there. And then we'll save it. Okay. Alright, and we'll keep that hinge out there for reference. All right. So let's get going on just to kind of give you an example of what this is supposed to look like. All right. Okay, let's get working on this curve. All right. So the first thing we want to do is kind of get some points where we can see what's going on, right? So we probably want to go to our curves, go down here. Let's dupe some borders so we can kind of see what's happening. We'll go in here, we'll dupe this border here, give us to that, and we'll dupe that border there. And I think that's all we really need, but we'll just go ahead just for safety's sake. And we'll dupe that one and hit enter. Okay, so we got the yellow there. Now we need to get a line coming in there. So let's go here real quick. I wonder. It might be easier just to do extract the ISO curve. So let's try. Extract ISO curve, and we'll do it from this surface right here. Select surface. It's not letting me select that surface. Wonder why. Okay, so it's not letting me select that surface for some reason. Select surface. No. Alright, well, it's not letting me. So let's go back. Turn it in a wireframe here. And we need to draw a line. Let's go to our right view. We need to draw a line from the end there, the middle quad, and we need to draw it up, turning off snaps so we don't have it locked into everything else. Somewhere around here maybe. Alright, and then we'll take that curve and we'll rebuild it so we can kind of manipulate it, rebuild. 3 points, degree 2, just like we did before. And we'll take this curve and turn on our points, and we'll select that midpoint. First what we'll do is we don't want that curve sitting right there on the bottom, right? We need to have it up, so because it's going to have some thickness to it, right? So we need to have it off that bottom rail just slightly, maybe somewhere around there. And then we'll go up here and select that point, and we'll drag that one back just a little, and we'll go to that midpoint there, and we'll drag that one out a little, so now we have a little swirl going in. And now we also, since it's going like straight in, we probably should do a little manipulation over here. So let's take it here and let's kind of line it up so that it goes with it. It's not in our mid, is it? Is it? No. Okay, so we need to take that over. So we'll take that point over, and we'll grab this point down here and drag it over, and we will also grab that mid and drag it over just a little, so it's kind of going right through the mid and keeping with the middle of our item there. And actually I should probably go ahead and just hide this for right now so it's not getting in the way. So that's looking okay. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and get rid of those points on that for right now, and then we'll select that curve again, and we'll go in here and we need to offset it. So I'm going to hold down Alt. Again, this is not really something you want to make. Your jeweler will make this. And then I'm going to swirl it so it's coming up, and as you can see, now it's going to lock right in there. We're going to cut that off, but it'll go up something like that, and that's kind of exactly what we want. That kind of look there. Alright, and then we need to take both those curves probably. So hold down shift, take that one, and we'll take this one here, and this one needs to touch, that one will not, so we'll drag it down into our item there. Alright, and we'll go ahead and we'll just take this one and we will split it with point where it clicks right in there. and we'll take that and delete it. So that's where it's going to lock, right? And maybe we'll have to move it over just a little. But let's make sure our curves are okay. They're both going the same direction. Everything's looking okay. Alright, so right here we'll just do a little blend. Where's my blend? Blend. There you are. So we'll take it, blend it here to here. We'll take it. And we'll just, I think that's the only yellow I have. Yeah, okay. So I'll select all yellow and I'll join it together. 7 curves joined into 3. That wasn't 7 curves. There's some yellow out there. Oh, up there. Okay. Well, do we need? We'll turn that to gray. Alright, so we have all this. Now, since it's in our mid, we're pretty close. What we need to do is I'll go to right click on my point. I'll go to turn on my snaps at this point. I'll turn, I need that. Turn on my snaps and right click both sides. Hold down shift and kind of drag it. Turn off my snaps. I don't know, something like this, and then we'll need to drag it over. And we could probably make it a little, which one's it on? Okay. Probably make it a little, let's go to our top view. Yeah, let's drag it in just a smidgen. Alright, and we'll right click, and at this point I'm going to turn off gray, hide it, and I'll go to my line curve and turn on snaps, and turn on snaps, turn on snaps, and hold it up here, and then I'll take that and I'll mirror it from the mid of that curve. So that goes to the other side, and then I will pick another one and kind of go to there, and then take all this here, not that, take all this here, take all this here. Oh my. Alright, we'll just click them individually and we'll join them together. And are we a closed curve? One closed curve. Okay. So far so good. And let's see what it looks like when we sweep it. So let's sweep. I'll just do a regular sweep 1. This will be our rail. This will be select sweep shapes. No, let's go back. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, I haven't done a sweep 1 in a while. Select a rail. This one. Hit enter. Enter. Okay, yeah. And we'll just go ahead and take that. We'll take this and turn it to green, and it's hidden, so we'll turn it back on. And actually, we'll probably, let's turn it to bright color. So okay, we got that. So that's where it's going to snap on. So let's take a look at it. So it's connected here to this side, right? And then it goes in. Looks like it's a little, it could be a little more moved around, but that'll give you an idea. And actually from this point all we need to do is let's go to line curve, and we'll just go to our right view, right front view, sorry, and we'll turn it on here. And here's our opening, right? So I'm not going to use snaps here. I'm just going to go into our I am not going to use snaps here. So somewhere around the inside of our surface there. It's kind of jacked up there, but and then hold it out, hold down shift so it's going out like that. And then I'll take that curve. Well, no, I won't. I'll go to my circle command. Actually, you can probably just do a pipe. Take that curve, go to solid, go to pipe. There's my pipe. Make it a little bigger. Oop. Yeah, that's good. Let's do a 5.4. 5.5, something like that. That's okay. And then hit enter. Enter. Okay, so that sticks out. And now let's go ahead. Let's see. We could probably just let's see. Oh, cylinder, maybe. Do a cylinder on that puppy. Let's turn on snaps. We'll go right there to the end, and we'll go to the right view so we can get it kind of good. And turn off snaps at this point, since we'll do that, and we'll just kind of drag it out like that. Take that, kind of bring it down into there like so, and that'll be your cap. And you can do manipulation, you can blend those curves out or whatever. So you could go to blend, select blend, take that one, take this one, make sure your preview's yes, hit enter. It's going to jack up. Go down here to set all and type in maybe a 0.1, hit enter, and there's a little roundedness to it, right? And you don't need it that thick either probably, but you can adjust it however you want, something like that. Okay, so they push that down and it moves that down, and you can slide it out. The last thing, the only other thing that I would do for something like this to give it more pizzazz or whatever is bring back that item here. Take this, ungroup it. So we have this as one, right? Let's ungroup that. Okay, we got that. We don't need that. So let's take this here and delete it. We just want to try and get this thing here if we can. So let's take this and ungroup. See if it's grouped. No, it's Boolean. So let's go ahead and explode it. Explode. See if we can grab this piece, and we can. And grab this piece here, and let's just drag that out. Oh, let's take it back. Let's select all that there and drag it out. Okay. It's open. That's not going to be good. So let's just get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All those little small pieces here. We want just this. Okay. And let's see. What's the easiest way to get over there? I'll type in move. Maybe that'll be easy. Point to move from here over to, our snaps are on, so maybe I can get it to snap. It's not going to, but it's close. Now it's just getting it into place. So where's it at? Right here. So let's move it over. Let's see, we need to spin it this direction. No, wrong direction. Let's undo that. Okay, we need to spin it from this direction. Come on. Like this. And then we need to spin it from this direction. Something like this. And let's try and take it from that point there. And, no. Let's undo that. Oh, let's redo. Okay. Let's take this. And can I grab it from there? Yeah, there. Grab it and move it over. Okay, so let's see where we got it here. Let's move it over. Let's see. We can probably even make it a little bit bigger. So let's just go to our scale. Let's do a 3D, and we'll just kind of turn off our snaps and get in here and see if we can make it a little bit bigger. Let's take it back over. It needs to come out a little bit. You just need to line it up as close as you can. without getting too crazy. So it's still in there a little bit, so let's grab it out here. That looks okay actually. Let's drag it up a little. Yeah. Alright. Just getting everything in place. There we go. And now from this point we need to do another tube, right? So let's go to our curves. No, solids, sorry. Let's do a tube. And we'll go to our side view, and we'll manipulate it to our item here in a little bit. But first let's just go ahead and get a tube out there. Something like this, and then something like that there. Go to our front view, and we don't need it, we can always manipulate that. So let's just take it there, and we want to drag it all the way over to here, so it's kind of like lined up with our item there. Alright, so we'll just drag it over, something like that, and we will manipulate it smaller, something like that, and it's connecting right there. Last thing we need to, or a couple things we need to do, is grab a curve. This time we want to from normal right here. Oh, come on, let me have my surface. So go right in here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then that's our surface we want right there. And is it going in our right direction? Yeah, it looks like it. And it's going out, so we're doing okay. It's going out. There we go. We can take that curve and we can just kind of get it straighter. And I'll just take this and go to object and drag it back a little bit, right? And at this point, we don't need it out that far. Let's drag that in a little bit, somewhere around here perhaps. And we'll just take that and we'll just do a pipe on that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and we'll make that just a little bit smaller. And we'll make that a little bit smaller. And we can probably take that and drag it in a little bit. There we go. Last thing we need is a ball. And we'll just make a ball somewhere around here and something like that. And we'll just take that ball. Did I select too much? Just that ball. And we'll drag it over. And we will drag it in. Okay, so it looks something like that. Right, so there's our safety. Alright, so from here what we should be able to do is, you know, you can boolean that together, but really all you have to do is doon, 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 doon. It may not, but it will get it close, so we won't have to do so much. And we'll do a mirror from F4. Did it oh, it only took that? No. We want all this. Plus, not that. Not that. None of this. We want that though. So shift, click, mirror, F4, hold down shift. And there you go. We are done. Finally. Get rid of this thing here. Get rid of that thing there. And all you have to do is join those together. You don't want to join that, of course, but join this with this, join this with this, and you're good to go, and you can get a nice little image of what it's going to look like. Turn that yellow to green here. There you go. And you're done. and you have a hinged bangle bracelet. Hope the video was enlightening. There's a lot involved in it, but bangles are pretty fun to make, but they can offer some challenges at times. But hopefully the video was interesting and useful, and it'll help you in your own designing processes. And if it did, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Really appreciate it. Let's do a, just because I always do, and there we go. Yeah, not bad. All right, so please, any comments or anything, or if it's useful, please hit like, subscribe, and be in touch, I guess. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Good designing.